Hello there, my fellow mixtapers. Today I'm very excited because I have a gig! So this gig is one of the biggest I have done so far, so I'm quite excited and quite worked up about it. So anyway, I thought it would be nice to show you how I prepare for a gig. First of all, make sure you've got the paperwork in order, the contracts and tax form and everything that goes with it. Otherwise you won't get any money, which is, well, quite important. Second, make sure you've got your logistics in order. Transport, how are you going to get there? Equipment, what does the place provide? What do I have to bring? And the biggest tip I have is make a checklist, because if you're under a lot of stress just before the gig, you're definitely gonna forget stuff. And then the most important part of the gig is the set list. The order in which you're gonna play the songs. Because the songs can be very good, but if you don't play them in the right order, you will lose your audience. Tailor your set list to the audience and to the venue and to maybe the time of day or the time of the week. So what I always do with set lists is I put all the repertoire in the Winamp playlist, and I start dragging it around until I think the flow is right. So that gives a really good idea, and also you know exactly how long it's gonna last. That's important too, because most of the times you're required to play a certain amount of time. Some other general tips: if you have digital equipment with presets you need, put them in the right order for the set list, so you can easily switch from one song to the next without a lot of delay, because delay kills a gig. You don't want to have a lot of silence in between the songs. I've got this digital guitar pedal and I've got a patch for every song, and I've got a little program on the computer in which I can rearrange the patches. So before every gig I load the patches into this thing in the order of the set list, so I have a quick flow. Also, if you're a guitarist, make sure your strings are still in order, and if they're not, replace them, because you don't want to have your strings all corroded and stuff, so that you don't slide over them very well anymore, and you don't want them to break in the middle of a gig, and new strings tend to break a little less than old strings. If you're a singer, bring water. I always bring this bottle with me to gigs. It's very important to stay hydrated because you lose a lot of fluids during gigs, so bring water and bring lots of it. Also, make sure you've got the name and number of your contact person in your telephone, because something might go wrong and you might have to inform them. And another logistics tip: make sure you arrive at the venue in time, because you don't want to be rushed through a sound check and pushed onto stage without food. Because if you don't eat, you'll lose energy and it'll be a crappy gig, I can tell you that. Okay, let's pack. Make sure not to forget the little things like capo. I don't know how you call that. Capo? Shakers, lots of spare strings, stands because you don't want some drunk guy to step on your guitars. If you got any of these guitar effects, make sure to not forget one of these. You don't want to know how many people couldn't use their effects because they forgot just a little cable. Same goes for every cable. If you forget one, it might ruin your gig, so always bring more than you need. More of those little thingies you could forget. Put them in your wallet. Don't forget your stage outfit. If you're superstitious, wear the right boxer shorts. Also very important to bring your merchandise. If you have any, bring it, because if you forget it, it's money lost. If you throw them on the floor too. And we're on our way. Make sure to get one of these, because you don't want to get lost on the way. And make sure how to work them. Red again. Green! Yay! Okay, I was so busy I just totally forgot
to record the gig. The gig was awesome. All the preparations worked out fine. Actually, one real YouTuber showed up at our gig, and this is Ghost from Funk World. Yeah, he helped us out when I broke a string, and he put it on very skillfully.
I did, yeah.
And for the closing words, over to the postponers. Guys, how was the gig?
Yeah, great! Rubbish! Rubbish!
Raven, I'll see you tomorrow.